Jackets win 5-4 over the Colorado Avalanche in overtime. This game really showed the depth that the Jackets have. Late in the third, Laine gets an injury. He doesn't play the rest of the game and overtime, and they still find a way to get their chances and win in overtime. Jake Bean with a great play in overtime. We'll get to that later. He had a great game all around. Cole Sillinger had a great game as well. Both of them picked up a pair of goals. That Seth Jones trade just looks like it continues to pay dividends for Yarmo. And I've seen some stuff from Avalanche fans where they're complaining that the Avalanche are off to a slow start. They're not that great. And for the first period, they really did not look that great. They got a couple power play opportunities. It never looked deadly like the Avalanche generally look. It's the Avalanche. They have Nathan MacKinnon, Gabriel Landeskog, Bowen Byram, Nazem Kadri, all of these guys. They should be good no matter what. And I do realize they have a couple injuries. They got Burakovsky's out for this game. Mikhail Makar is out for this game. Mikko Rantanen is out for this game. So that does hurt them, but they did make some push and they did get some opportunities. They scored 4 goals on the Jackets. Bowen Byram looks so good. But the Jackets were able to hang in there with. And that's what I like about this Jackets team this year, is the expectations are so low on the Jackets that if they lose, they lose. That's what most people are expecting out of the Jackets. But if they win, now they're making noise. And the Oilers look like they're having fun. Like in this game, the Avalanche take an early 2-goal lead, Jackets climb back into it, and then the Avalanche tie it up. Never once did they look upset, other than, getting scored on all that stuff. But there was never a point in the game where it looked like the Jackets were like, well, we're done because we're playing the Avalanche. They were like, all right, cool, whatever, let's just go wee and have fun. But starting off first period, like I said, Avalanche came out, they had some pressure, they got some shots on that right away, and Blue Jackets were pushed back. Avalanche got a couple of play opportunities, got a couple of chances. Corp made the big saves, but he was just Corpy. He made the great saves when he had to, and there was a couple of chances where the puck's landed by the side of the net, and Nathan MacKinnon didn't have a killer instinct like I expect out of MacKinnon. And we head to the second period, still tied at 0. Come out for the second period, the Avs get the puck, they dump in the offensive zone. There's a play in the corner, and it goes behind the net. And as it starts to work its way out front, Nyquist loses coverage of O'Connor, and O'Connor finds some open space. Kadri gets it over O'Connor. O'Connor wastes no time, gets the shot net, beats Corby blocker side, and Avalanche lead 1-0. After that, the Jackets would get some chances. They would push him a little bit, but the Avalanche would push right back, and it was a good back and forth pace. A little over halfway through the period, Jackson in the offensive zone, they get a shot away, but it gets blocked and it gets turned up. Bowen Byram just chips out of the zone. Kadri picks up and he takes off up ice. And Bowen Byram sees this and he goes as well. It is now a 2-on-1. Zach's the one guy back as they enter the offensive zone. Kadri lays it over to Bowen Byram. Byram just shovels it past Corpy. He gets a piece of it, but it beats him anyways. And the Avalanche lead 2-0. And at this point, I'm like, okay, this is the way it was supposed to go. Jackets, not the best team. And like I said earlier, the Avalanche have the star power. So I was like, okay, yeah, they're just taking over, and Jackets would get some chances, but the goalie would stand tall, and Avalanche would capitalize on a couple of opportunities. I'm like, this is the way it was supposed to go. But after that, the Jackets pushed back. They got some opportunities. They're in the offensive zone. They're starting to take control of this game. I'm like, okay, I'm not expecting that, but go ahead, go play. About 3 minutes left in the period. Jackson offensive zone. They're moving the puck around really well. They're cycling. People are changing in and out. Fence is pitching down. Forwards are covering for them. Everybody's moving everywhere, and it's starting to confuse the Avalanche. Fortune has the puck at the point. He drops it to Jake Bean. He takes a couple steps down, shoots it. It hits Eric Johnson's stick, and it beats Jonas Johansson. Jackets are now within 1. Jake Bean's second goal of the year. And from the Byram goal to a good chunk of the third period, the Jackets had control of this game. They were taken to the Avalanche. The Avalanche would get their chances, but the Jackets just kept pushing. And I think if this goal doesn't go in, if this shift goes unrewarded, the Avalanche would go, okay, we weathered the storm for a little bit. We got out of the period, or whatever their milestone they would have used, and then they would have taken control. The Jackets needed a goal right there, and Jake Bean stepped up and got it. So we come off for the third period, and the Avalanche have a little bit of pressure, but the Jackets are able to get the puck. Jake Bean gets the puck behind the net, and the the Avalanche start to exit the zone and they start to do changes and stuff. So Bean is behind the net and he's looking up the ice and he goes, "That's Patrick Laine." And so he takes the puck and just sends it up to him. Laine tips the puck, it enters the zone, and the two Jackets that are there first, they were the lowest people actually in the zone. Jake Voracek, Cole Sillinger. Voracek goes crashing in the corner. He throws it out front. Sillinger just standing there with his stick on the ice, hits Sillinger. He shoves it past Johansson, and the Jackets have tied it up. Sillinger's second goal of the year. On this goal, Laine is doing something that I don't think most people realize from. Everybody knows about Laine and his shot, and that he just scores goals when he wants to. And so what the Avalanche did is they overcommitted to him while they're going for a change. And all Laine had to do was deflect the puck as it's being sent up the ice from Jake Bean into the corner. And because the Avalanche were watching him, they forgot about Sillinger and Voracek, and they trashed in the zone. And now the Avalanche have to scramble. And Voracek, with a great pass, man is he great at that, pits it right to Sillinger, and Sillinger wastes no time shoveling into the net. A couple minutes later, once again, the Jacks are in the zone. Laine gets the puck, he bumps up to Cole Sillinger, and he takes off up the ice. Gabriel Carlsson sees an opportunity, he goes with them. And it's kind of a 2-on-1, 2-on-2. The Colorado defender that's in it, he's kind of in it. Carlsson pulls up just a little bit. Sillinger turns on the gas a little bit. He gets past the half defender. And once again, stick is on the ice. Carlsson pits it over to Sillinger. Sillinger shovels it home, 5-hole Johansson. And the Jackets have a 3-2 lead. Sillinger's second goal of the night, third of the year. This is another one of those goals where the Avalanche were there. Kadri was with Sillinger a little bit, and he even lifted his stick, but Sillinger went, "No, my stick has to be on ice," and got it down in time, and was able to shove it past Johansson. And good on Gabriel Carlsson to jump up in the play and read, "Hey, that was my opportunity to go," and he gets an assist on his goal. About 9 minutes into the period, Avalanche are starting to come out of the zone. Jackets forced a turnover in the neutral zone. It was something they were doing all night, and Nyquist gets the puck, and he gets up to Jenner, and Jenner enters the zone, and he just throws at Johansson. And Johansson gives it the rebound, but Jenner did not give up. He went crashing towards the net, just took a swat at it, trying to get in front, because he knows there's going to be a Jacket there. Jackets winning races to battles all night, so he knows most likely first player to the front of the net will be a Jacket, because the puck is starting to flop around. Johansson kicks it, and it goes into his own net. Jackets now have a 4-2 lead. Boone Jenner's 6th goal of the year. And that play by him is why he's leading the team in goals. It's because he's willing to just charge towards the net and just smack at a puck. And it is happening to go in for him, which I am so glad for him. He deserves it. But for the rest of the period, the Jackets really held on in control. Avalanche would get some pushes, but they really couldn't capitalize on anything. Coming to the end of the game, Avalanche pull their goalie. There's a face-off in the Jacket zone. Avalanche win it. They get to the point. Byram walks into the middle of the ice. He throws it towards the net. Compher sitting in the slot. He tips it. It's going to the left side of Corpy. And when Compher redirects it, it just changes that fast. And it's now going to the right of him. And it beats Corpy. And Corpy's like, all right, what do I do on that one? So the Avalanche are now within 1. Coming down to the final minute, the Jackets have weathered the 6-on-5 storm for a good chunk of it. Nyquist gets the puck, and he starts to scale out of the zone. And as he gets over the blue line, he goes, "You know what? I'm going to go for the empty net. I am the king of the empty nets." And he just shoots it towards the empty net, and it goes wide. I'm like, "Gus, take 2 more strides. You'll most likely be over the red line, or close enough where you'll actually hit the net." But now the Jackets called for icing. It's coming back in their zone. And of course, what happens? Avalanche win the faceoff. They get the puck to the point to Byram. Byram sends over to McKinnon. McKinnon gets back to Byram. Byram puts a bomb on from the point. It beats Corpy for Byram's second of the night. And the Avalanche have tied the game at 4. In the final minute, though, the Jackets did get some more chances, but Johansson was in net, and he was able to make a couple of big saves to force overtime. Come up for overtime, and it's a little bit of a back and forth, but eventually the Jackets do end up with the puck in the offensive zone. So the Jackets enter the offensive zone. Jake Bean has the puck, and Jake Voracek goes down around the net, and Avalanche does a good job keeping coverage with him. And so Jake Bean's just waiting for Voracek to open up. and Voracek gets opportunity. Jake Bean gets him the puck. Jake Voracek goes to work. He is so good at protecting the puck. I always knew he was good at protecting the puck and all that stuff. But if you didn't watch Flyers games every single day, it's hard to pick up on the type of stuff that he does every single game. He has the puck on the wall. He has nowhere to go. Yet he draws 2 Avalanche to him, frees up space to Jake Bean, and with 2 Avalanche on him, gets a pass over to Jake Bean. Jake Bean has all the time he wants, walks down, shoots it, and it beats Jonas Johansson, and the Jackets win 5-4 in overtime. Jake Bean's 3rd goal of the year, 2nd of the game. Well, Jake Voracek did go to work on this play, and he did sucker a couple of Avalanche. Jake Bean made a huge hockey IQ move. I don't know if it's a set play or if it was a hockey IQ move. I'm guessing it was a hockey IQ move. So let's take a look at that beautiful Bean footage. On this play, we see Nazem Kadri in good coverage of Jake Bean. Not too big of a problem. Voracek starting to go to work on Comfer. Sillinger and Borenbaum are kind of off to the side. Everybody has their guy. In this next one, we see Jake Bean started to leave the zone. So what does Kadri do? He thinks, Jake Bean's going for the change. I'll go help out Comfer. And as he heads towards his Comfer, Jake Bean recognizes that and jumps back into the play. Because Voracek is facing Jake Bean, he sees he's coming back. All I have to do is lay it into space, and Jake Bean will do the rest. That was a great play by 2 incredibly smart hockey players, and thank you so much, Carolina, for giving us Jake Bean for a 2nd round pick. I know the Jackets and all of us fans are enjoying Jake Bean on this team. And this is the type of game, like I said earlier, is a 5-4 win. The Jackets could have been, oh no, the Avalanche tied it up. Whatever will we do? They have Nathan McKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog and Bowen Byram and Nazem Kadri and blah, 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 and given up in overtime and let the Avalanche take the extra point. That's not what happened. The Jackets went, woo, we don't care, and went out and won the game. So with that being said, click like and subscribe, all that fun stuff, and until next time when they play the Colorado Avalanche again, I will see you later.